Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly referee today, because today we are carrying on with our adventure of playing Mongoose Publishing's outstanding science fiction role-playing game, Traveler, 2nd edition. And we are using this to play through an adventure called Care Package. Now, the part that we're playing in right now will not contain any spoilers for anything, but it will eventually contain spoilers for an adventure of the same name found in Journal of the Traveler Aid Society, Volume 8. So if you are intending on playing one adventure out of this book, this session will contain spoilers, potentially, for that. If you don't care about those spoilers, well, then let me introduce you to the crew of the Lady Luck. I'll go the order I've got you on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, guys, and who your traveler is. First up, we've got John.
Hey everyone, I am John, and I am playing Captain Kanta Tabari. He is the captain of the ship, 1/6 owner of the ship, and a former military man. He retired as a commander, and got a little bit of amnesia that he's trying to figure out what happened in.
Nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Dr. Mara Dalian. She is the ship's doctor and just a nice lady traveling this. No bad back histories.
Yep, definitely nothing bad at all.
No, nothing bad.
Next up is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Javier Peshkov. He is a former civil engineer and privateer.
Nice. And last but certainly not least is Andrew.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew, and I'm playing Kiri Gunny Sherman, the better half of Javier, a retired gunnery sergeant, and usually I spend most of my time keeping Javier in line.
Nice. Oof, that's a yes to your result.
And I was trying to click something else, and it clicked right on.
Sure it did.
Yeah. So broker, right? So she's in charge of the money.
Yeah. So guys, what happened last time? I'll bring us over to, let's see here, to the Lady Luck first, maybe. And then we'll go from there to other visual aids as is necessary.
Yeah, I believe the captain was calibrating his sensors while the others went off and did something.
Yeah. Turn to us and say, "Can I wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibrations."
So here is the planet Chamois. And you guys landed on Chamois. What were you on Chamois for?
Yeah, I call not it. I really screwed the pooch last time when I tried this.
I was going to say, John just watched the episode. Make him do it.
I could, but then you'll accuse the captain of like keeping tabs on you while you're away from your ship.
I'm used to it.
We are here searching for Mashka Shan?
Mashka Shan, yeah.
Yeah. And so we employed our various skills to attempt to get leads on where we could possibly find her. And over the course of that, we learned a bit about this area and what's going on. What I learned, Dr. Mara, is that there's a good potential that she's could be in the district of Nakamo, and specifically in the hub of Celsi.
Correct.
I don't know, maybe everybody else could just tell what they learned about the planet rather than the whole recap. What'd you learn, Gunny?
So I met up with an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
And learned that what's it called? Kind of confirmed some of what we had suspected, that the people who are trying to organize a labor union here have caught the ire of the local government, who are trying to crack down on that. But what was interesting about this is number one, The idea that my contact said that in his view, or as he's heard, that the violence is not necessarily over. There's rumors that the union is planning on doubling down on this, i.e. the hint being that, or the suggestion anyway, seems to be that this may not be the agricultural minister may not be the only political assassination that we can expect. So there was that, and I'm forgetting one other piece that he told me. Hold on, I have it written down. I did remember. Yes, several top union reps have already been killed in order to being made examples of. He warned me not to get involved in trying to get any of the union reps out. He thinks that won't go well for me, or by extension us. Yeah, those were the big pieces. Yeah, and basically confirming the union. The reason why the union is organizing is because the local lords are suddenly like there's been this quite sudden clampdown, whereas before everything had been kind of laissez-faire. You don't rock the boat, and you can do what you need to do. And all of a sudden, when a new minister came in, the local government has been making deals with this minister, adopting a more harder line, and hence the collectivization, or the attempt to organize. I mean,
yeah, and the farming collective there was talk of the now deceased minister imposing a ban on unions, which would have been an extraordinary exercise of ministers' powers. Or the planetary government's powers over the individuals. They pretty much let everyone else run whatever, so long as they don't fuck with the federals. But that didn't go over. But Dr. Mara had a thought on that too near the end of the session. We talked about on a planet that is a agricultural export hub. What's the most?
Yeah, that the position of what I don't remember the title.
Minister of Agriculture.
Minister of Agriculture could be a very coveted position here, and so there could be, political intrigue involved in trying to secure that position.
Right, and I think I was also kind of speculating based on pieces that we all kind of collected together, but we all kind of started speculating as well that the response to the union, like the attempts to unionize, like calling the assassins the
sanction,
the sanction, bringing a sanction down for this. Like, we all commented on how very disproportionate a response that seems to be.
Well, I mean, they did assassinate allegedly they assassinated a minister, so
right. I think it was the fact that if the rumor mill is saying that the unionists are not done with the violence, and that there's rumors that another attack is coming, that part we were like, that seems weird. It seems weird that they would double down if you catch the ire to the point where a sanction is placed on you, that you've pissed someone off and they're not messing around.
Yeah.
Generally, that would be enough to get people to go, I'm out. So what I think we were speculating, and again, this is pure speculation, I'm sure we'll be proven wrong, but our thought anyway was that perhaps this isn't in fact the case. The union has gone to ground, and that someone is either stirring up rumors in order to vilify and identify an enemy that they can then clamp down on, because how better to get rid of the union you're trying to get rid of than turn them into some violent terrorists in the eyes of the populace, so to justify actions that you would take against them, because it seems weird that the union would be bragging or spreading rumors that it's not done. You'd think that would be enough, but anyway.
Anything further? Javi, I think you guys tracked down, it was a joint effort with you and Rama, last time.
Yeah, we found somebody that had, I think, Rama knew. And I'm trying to remember what information we gleaned out of him. It was a, what was it? It was a bar somewhere, I think we found him.
You guys kind of asked around at a bunch of different places because for the time it was at least 2 days of asking around for for Dr. Mara working at the clinic. Gunny was done fairly early, but then started working on the cargo for the ship. You had tracked down a name for one.
Yeah, Jasper.
Yep, Jasper Ochua.
Yep.
What do you remember about him?
There's the issue. I know that Dave rolled really well, and I think I assisted somehow.
See if Dave's got some notes here. Let's see. If not, John just watched it so he could tell us. The captain was listening.
You got that part.
Let's see here. Notes. It is not in his notes.
That part
Yeah,
of that episode.
let me look on my notes page, see if it's... Nope.
Okay.
All I know is that we asked, and I want to say... I'm trying to remember the specifics.
So one of the things you had pointed out before, or you observed before, was that these sanctions, while they are, highly trained monastic kind of killers equipped with probably technology that is vastly superior to the average tech level of the planet, which is about the 1950s on Earth and in North America at least. And but they're not like omniscient. They're not supernatural.
Right.
They can't just know everything everywhere. So you recognize that, like, they've got even the scariest pirate with a terrible reputation and whatnot, like, they're successful because they've got contacts and they've got a network that helps keep them informed. There's got to be someone who's doing the legwork for them. And what you found out, the person who was asking around about the Farmers Collective, was this Jasper Ochua, and you guys rolled quite well and learned that he was a smuggler who was trained. You remember there's that asteroid, that stationary asteroid in orbit, where locals are trained to basically operate the servicing center for the Scout Service. There's a Scout Service station here, and it's locals who staff it, but they need to be upskilled in order to actually do the work, to work with that level of technology. When they're discharged, they typically go back down and work for the government in some capacity. Jasper did not, and he has been working as a smuggler, but it's kind of an open secret among certain types that he is an agent of the planetary government, of the Lords of Chamois. So you have that name. You have not yet made a meeting with him. You guys had all met up with each other in that motel you're staying in. Captain, we can assume that you're part of this kind of debriefing. It's a third, coming up on the third day on at the low port. Do you have any questions or any comments on what's happened thus far?
It seems like we've gotten in a lot deeper than we intended, if we're in political machinations. Was one of you looking for cargo for us to load up as a means of getting out with an excuse?
Gunny had been.
Okay. Good, because we're all calibrated and ready to go for that.
Yeah, I think I was trying to find some turnips or something, but...
So, then, what is the plan next, guys? So you've got some information as to... Sorry, John. Information for where Mashka may be located. You did hear that some other adjoining communities are trying to curry favor with the planetary, the Lords of Chamois, by turning on that community, the folks who live in Nakamo. What's the plan here?
I think our first thing to do is to find out if our charge is still alive. I think we can locate her.
Yeah.
So try to find transport to this. Like, I'm assuming it's not like hiking distance. We like get a bus or rent a vehicle or cows, cattle, or we have a vehicle.
There is a rail train. There's rail travel throughout the planet, so you can gain that way. But it's generally it's going to take a while in order to get there. The trains are pretty primitive by comparison. Further, there may be outages with the rail service, because if there's unrest in Nakamo and conflict, then the locals may just, refuse further train service, or may sabotage the train lines to avoid folks being able to transport troops in.
Yeah, assume that we're in the only spaceport on the planet.
The only low port, that's correct. You can land a ship elsewhere too, and the air raft.
It'd be a bit tricky.
Air raft.
Oh yeah, we got the air raft.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the language terminology. I just think about the old school. Yeah, we got that.
So you could do that. But you could move the Lady Luck wherever you like to. And there is the Scout Service ship or a station that's up there, but unless you're fucking around with them, they're not probably going to care where you land on the planet. It's a simple matter of a piloting check in order to land safely, and this is what the rest of the planet kind of looks like.
Just hoping we don't accidentally land in somebody's backyard and break some laws.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that you would be landing your ship elsewhere in the middle of nowhere. You guys definitely have the advantage of technology and whatnot, but these folks know the land, so
yeah. And the airship is in relative safety at the port.
It is, yeah. You've been the other side of customs, so what are you thinking?
I'll say we take the air raft.
Yeah, the air raft. I mean, it looks amazing. So, Jeff is excited to take it out first thing.
Yeah, shame with the engine, eh?
The air raft has a...
Well, I was going to ask about the our distance we have with it. Like, do we have any trouble getting back, or is it running out of charge, or does it have a range of limitation on range?
Yeah, just give me a sec here. Here we go. All right, so the air raft has a at maximum speed, it's 1,000 kilometers. At cruising speed, it is 1,500. And at maximum speed, it travels at over here. Maximum speed is 300 kilometers an hour. 200 kilometers an hour at the cruising speed. And it's, let's see here. The fuel. Which you said the air raft can actually get to orbit.
Oh. That's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
It's like our little space shuttle.
Yeah, like they run on anti-grav technology, so
we should soup it up and call it a Mako.
Let's see here. Yeah, so the range, and then I'm checking to see what fuel. I can't remember. Movement, air movement.
Ripley. No.
Ripley's up to no good.
You said it's got a 1,000 kilometer range at
1,000 kilometer
speed.
range, yeah.
Okay, so it's probably operating on more of a charge than anything.
Maybe a hydrogen. cell?
Yeah,
cell,
it could
something
be.
Probably.
And I've got the vehicle book here. I should just take a look at that. Where is it?
I mean, that's how I design space vehicles, to run off of water and or hydrogen and oxygen make water. That way you can reuse the fuel as drinkable water. And then when you're in space, use some kind of solar panels to separate the two again.
Okay. Let's see here. Power plant. Grab vehicle. You can get upgraded versions too. Okay. So anyway, the while I'm fucking around with this, what's the plan for when you get out there? Is it just to go out there and start asking around?
Yeah, do we have any contacts out there, or because obviously we'd have to get in touch with the rebels, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we have any specific contacts at this point. Not that I know of.
No.
I mean, I suppose we could just ask around. But do we know anything about the assassins that have been sanctioned to hunt our charge? Like, have we found out about their movements or anything?
Have you found out about them?
Did we look into them, like, at their movements, or find out where they're located? Who they're looking for, too?
Guys?
Yeah, they're definitely looking for her.
I just can't refresh because I think, Will, you frozen once again.
Oh, yep, I'm frozen on my end too. Don't feel bad.
Oh, okay.
Are we good? Sorry, I had a puppy related.
No problem.
Is that better, Kevin?
That's perfect. See ya. Yeah.
Snacking on certain things, you know, provided by her sister.
Oh boy.
Yep. We've been trying to. The doctor had said that she's a little bit. We disagree, but the doctor says she could do with losing a pound or two. So we had been taking back some of her food each day, but lately we've been noticing this kind of behavior, and we're like, no, if she's going into the cat's lip, she's hungry. So I am skeptical about the vet's recommendations.
They might adjust to it too. It's just like us, right?
Yeah.
Because Anna had to do it. As Anna got older, we had to adjust how much she was eating, and it's just she begs a little bit at first too. But you know,
yeah,
if they're food driven, they're going to eat as much until they're sick, right? So like,
fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's what they say,
prefer her
but,
to
oh my gosh, you have
choose
to work
different
time with
snacks. You know,
yeah.
get into the cereal or whatever. Just please, not this.
All right.
Anyway, sorry, viewers.
So then, what do you guys have? Is Javi has that name of that one contact here. What is the yeah? Is it the plan just to take the air raft and then just cruise on out to this territory? You could, as long as you're wearing vac suits, you guys could do a parabolic entry. I think. Let's see here. I'm gonna give how far away this is. Let me take a look on the world profile and see how big it is, and then we'll figure out.
Is it dangerous to just cruise the countryside, or is it just a lot faster to kind of go up into, you know, low space and then back down?
I mean,
Could depend on weather.
oh, for Pete's sake. Apparently the traveler site might be down.
Oh,
No.
nuts.
Yeah, let me make sure it's not no, other websites are working, so let's see here. Yeah. The Traveler Wiki is down. Huh. Yeah, it's weird.
Strange.
But so let's do this instead. I'm gonna roll this. Go. All right. That is so it is 1,200 kilometers away. And as for recharging, I think as long as you have access to anything that has power, so a generator or whatnot, some of them won't be as efficient as what others will be. But we'll assume that this is a battery-driven thing. You just need to, you're not going to be refueling with like actual fuel. It's just going to be having access to power to recharge it, and then you'll be able to head back.
Well, 1,200 puts it within our casual speed distance, but you'd have to recharge before we come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have the infrastructure out there for that.
They would have generators and they have power and stuff like that. It's just it will take some kludging by somebody who's got mechanic to get the power systems
We
working.
gotta have Javier, right?
Yeah.
Javi.
And I mean, the things to bear in mind, the planet does have a fairly low, especially when you get away from the low port, the law level is such that it's kind of whoever the local, ruler is or gang leader is. The gangs aren't like, this isn't a heavily armed place, but there are encampments and what it would effectively be like clans or tribes. And it'll vary pretty differently by whoever happens to be in charge of the local area. Remember, the Lords of Chamois are pretty hands-off. So, and then you also have that that there is a conflict going on in there. So, in that Nakamo province, because there's folks who are just trying to take advantage of the opportunity that the folks living there seem to be the ones who are being blamed as associated with this farmers collective. So, yes, you could definitely get there. Your vehicle is going to be faster than anything else that is likely to be found, or at least anything that was natively developed on this world. In the rural areas, you would not be surprised to see animal-driven things, because remember, there is an abundance of oversized insectoid life here.
Right. Oh, gosh.
In case Andrew forgot.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we do want to jump up to space and come back down.
There's the chamois scorpions. So what you could do is you could also use a ship. Like you could, the sensors on the ship are not so like. The sensors in the ship can be trained, but they're not significantly more advanced or more powerful than what you would get from modern day drones. So they're designed to operate over a long distance and pick up other things when you're in space. But for scanning parts of the planet, it's an extraordinarily slow and tedious process. It would be relatively easy to find a place where people just don't seem to be living and try and land there. You would not be the only ones doing that too. It's just that landing at a place that is not a starport is always going to come with a little bit of an extra risk just from the landing itself, because it's not a matter of, you're not landing on a ferrocrete, platform that is designed to support the 200 tons of the ship or whatever. 200, I think
you
it's
land
200.
and all of a sudden our leg is stuck 3 meters into the dirt.
Yeah, like it's not a super hard roll, but snake eyes show up sometimes, and we play with the optional rules for critical fails in our game.
Okay.
Speaking of which, why don't we start this one? Shoot, everyone give us a D3 roll. Let's see how much luck we're playing with today.
I don't know that we want to start with the word critical fail and then roll.
Oof, 1, 2, 1.
Got our snake.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Kevin?
And casually drive our ship through the countryside, taking in the scenery.
You have 5 points of luck to work with for this session.
So what's this? Anybody see that bridge? What bridge? I didn't see no bridge. Clink, clink, clink.
So there's that. The one upside of your ship is that because of the way the bay is for the air raft, it is a very simple matter of like, it goes down, ship goes out. You're not having to like load something in and secure it and whatnot. It's designed to get you in and out of a place relatively quickly. So there is that. You also could, I mean, you know, Rama's not here today, but Javi knows one of the ways that you work as a successful pirate if you need to get in a place that is, you know, too heavily armed to outshoot is you trick them. You know, lie about who you are. Your transponder will give you away, but it's generally only like port control that has the technology to actually read what a thing is. If your ship shows up and you say you're someone different from who you are, so long as they believe you, there's nothing to stop you from doing that too.
Well, I'd be more comfortable just taking our ship there rather than the air raft because of the charging situation.
Sure.
Besides, we need to get to space real quick. A ship's the best way to do it.
I was rolling for this. Yeah, it's 1,400 kilometers away.
And the legality of that is no problem, right? To fly our ship around down here?
I mean, like, you have to pay customs and stuff like that for unloading at the starport, but so you could be, you know, people could charge you with smuggling, and when you violate the dictates of the Lords of Chamois, remember they only have one sentence they really hand out.
Death.
Sanction. So, but they got to catch you though. And the thing is that, like, you know, there are not, you know, orbital satellites that are regularly feeding every single ship that goes down. Like, you would have to be having a series of really unlucky coincidences happen for them to actually discover you. If your ship broke down out there, that would take a bit of explaining, for instance. You know, if you're buying Starship parts in the low port and then transporting them out of the city to repair, you know, something, that likewise might get the attention of it. But yeah, you can do it. It's a risk reward. So
no risk, no reward. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be piloting it anyway, so unless anybody else wants to.
Not it.
I've got, I think, a total of 4 for my starship piloting. So
just so we're thinking a couple steps ahead here, when you guys arrive there, what is the plan?
Then we're gonna land nearby and take the air raft actually in, or what? What do you think, Captain?
I think that'd be the best way to try to camouflage the ship.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know how we can camouflage the ship, but
I don't know. It's a big ship. I could find a gully or something and.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think hide it, and if we can find some natural rocks or something, that's probably better.
I just don't want no like spider herder come across and say, "Ooh, what's that?" and press the wrong button.
I mean, they would have locks on them, right? Like you can.
Yeah.
You're gonna block the door, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna lock it. Yeah.
So the length. I'm trying to see the. It doesn't have the length of the ship in here, but it's a 200-ton vessel, and
as obsessed with metrics they are, it's not on that sheet.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the deck plans. Oh, yeah, I didn't give this to you guys yet. Here we go. Boom.
Oh, there it is.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea of part of the adventure, though, being, you know, some kid stole our ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the length of the
Are we
ship.
doing our own version of Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 13 squares wide, and each square is 5 feet, which is about accurate for.
Well, squares are no. It's as the squares are 0.5 tons.
Oh no, just guesstimating the
guesstimate. Okay.
The length of them, because it looks like the bedrooms are 2 by 3, which is about size for a sleeping quarters, 10 feet by 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
1, 2, 3.
It's 65 wide at the widest, and probably twice that long.
Okay.
Fairly confident if it's still Traveler, they don't use feet.
Yeah, meters.
It's gotta be.
Because the future is the metric system.
Once upon a time,
Freedom
I would have
units.
known the answer to this question.
So
Yeah, how
then,
many freedom units wide is our Earth?
65 freedom units.
so if that's the plan, then guys, then you will need to take on cargo beforehand, if that's what your cover is intending on being still.
Looks like we're about 120 freedom units long too.
Okay.
I mean, we definitely do not want to get charged with smuggling.
They have to catch it first.
Exactly.
See, you're already
That's a spirit.
buying into Kevin's tomfoolery. He's a temptress who's trying to lull you into this false sense of security.
This is a consensual interaction, my friend.
All right, let me see here.
It's like the whole Firefly thing meets Mass Effect. Let's do it.
Okay, so
And unless any of the other shareholders want to opt out, because you guys have equal say.
there is an upside to this, is that the restrictions that you're operating under in the low port with respect to weapons, it's a lot harder for them to enforce that shit outside.
Yeah, see, I'd already thought of that part. Yeah, I'm not too worried about anything out there because I outgun it.
I've got a Gauss pistol and a snub carbine. I think I'm armed pretty good.
Yeah, the Gauss pistol is the thing you don't want to use on a ship because it has a great deal of penetrating power. Terrain, here we go.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you don't shoot projectiles in space. Just take the lasers.
Okay, desert vacuum. Here we go, landing in difficult terrain. Love it, love it. All right, so then, guys, you collect your cargo. Because we're not really keeping track of the, if we're playing in an ongoing campaign where we were tracking all your income and whatnot, we'd figure out what that would be. We'd figure out what the money would be, offset against docking fees. There's a certain amount of jumps you can do before you have to have the vehicle service as well, too. There's regular maintenance you got to pay for or do yourself. But you take off, and we're not going to bother rolling for that because that is a walk in the park, as it were. But let's do this. Let's have Captain Tabari, because I think you are the pilot here.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have you give us a piloting check first to fly casual and position yourself in a place where the satellites and the scout station are unlikely to find you.
Got it.
So at your leisure. Nice roll. Okay, great. All right, so
Yeah, the sensor calibration really helped because I thought we might need it.
Nice. All right. So then, whereabouts in the Nakamo district do you want to land?
Let's see, I'm thinking we want to go somewhere that's kind of like near a gully or a creek that is kind of like seasonal.
Well, I guess more. So you know that the largest community is Celsi there. How far away from Celsi do you want to place yourself? Is more what I'm curious of. The air raft has a cruising speed of 200 kilometers an hour, but you can clock it up to 300 if needs be.
Oh. What do you guys think? 10 minutes away by raft? That's far enough that it'd be really hard to find our spot.
Yeah.
You say 10 minutes away? So that's going to be about 30 kilometers?
Yeah. Well, if we book at 30, I was thinking more like 20 kilometers.
20 kilometers is probably less than that, because it's... you said if it's 200 kilometers an hour, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, casual, right?
Yeah.
You said that was... Yeah,
So,
I think...
let's see what the...
Thinking like maybe 10 minutes casual, but if we book it, we can get back faster.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Right now, everything goes at cruising speed. We worry about max speed if we're getting chased.
Be a
And
long
we just
gunfight.
hope that, that the skimmer doesn't die on us. I mean, I don't know why or how that could possibly happen.
Yeah, 20. So I was just checking the horizon on Earth, and because I was wondering how far away you would need to be for people not to see the ship landing.
Yeah, like
Right.
that would be ideal.
That's kind of what I was thinking of as well.
Yeah.
So I think on a clear day, 13 miles
50.
is roughly.
The internet
50?
tells me. Yeah.
Oh, that must be a real clear day.
Yeah. So, although the fortunate thing is this place is quite cloudy and does experience a lot of things. So, I think if you're thinking you're going to land 30 kilometers away, that would be plenty of distance for you to hopefully be away from everybody. And give us a... Let's see here. Who would like to give us a sensors check to try and scan for the landing site?
Sensors.
Let me see my skills.
I can't remember who's best electronics sensors, but
Yeah, I've got comms.
When I have computers.
Ooh, if it's
I've got, like-
electronics,
I've got a 3 in
okay.
sensors.
There you
Oh,
go.
it's you, Captain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
So
do
just check.
both. Someone hold the stick while I step away.
Hold up. Just checking the. Okay, I gotta refresh my memory. I need the size of the planet, and I don't have. It's weird that the wiki is down. I hope it's not down for.
I've had a few
Longer.
websites today go into like Cloudfire thing and say, please verify you're not a robot. You click it.
No,
reloads,
yeah,
please
this
verify
wasn't
you're not a
that.
robot.
This was it was a. Yeah, it was a full-on like dead, and I have a couple different browsers open for it, so all of them were dead, and when I clicked back as well, likewise dead. So I don't know what is going on. Here we go. Size is number 2, so Chamois 5. Alrighty. Okay. Sorry, who was making the roll? Captain Tabari.
Yes.
Difficulty is 10 that you're rolling.
Well, let's hope these calibrations hold.
So you could spend, you have 5 luck right now. You could spend 2 to get there. What it is that the effect of it will apply to the dice roll of how easy it is to find a place to locate or to land.
What do you guys think? Should we try our luck out and get a good landing spot?
Yeah, it's the first out. I think we can go with 1 for now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, we have to spend 2 to make it, right?
Oh,
so that'll leave you 3 luck left. And what that'll be is a 0 then.
I mean, I think
You
we
good
do
with that?
Yep.
Okay, then so your luck. If someone could record luck in chat,
Oh,
luck is down to
We're
3.
down to- Yeah.
Down to 3 now, and then John, give us a 2d6 roll, please.
Righty. 3.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe I overcalibrated the sensors.
Oh man.
No, space
Okay.
is big. Not a lot of stuff is nearby, but when you try to focus it on a planet, it gets weird.
So it's here. Guys, the nearest suitable landing site, 450 kilometers from
Wow.
Celsi.
And we were 1,200 though, so we're like half the distance. A little better than half.
Like a third.
It's a because it was a what did I say? 1,400 kilometers from the low port.
yeah.
So this is definitely closer to it.
yeah,
But
Well, it's definitely within, one charge to get there and back. So.
absolutely,
That's true as well.
yeah. Even at max speed.
Hmm.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you've got your way open. This will be Captain, which give us a pilot using Dex as your stat check, please. This is a difficulty 10 as well. So it's higher, a little higher.
Pilot.
8 is the normal difficulty.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
There you go. Okay. then give us a so you got an effective 2. Give us a 2d6 plus 2 roll, please.
A 6.
Very rough landing, resulting in 1d6 damage to everyone aboard, 2d6 if they're not secured. The ship is awkwardly inclined, making it tricky and imposing -2 dice modifier on pilot checks to take off again. So, first, why doesn't everyone give us a d6 roll?
Why did I stop rolling all my d6s now? Hey, nope.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
4
goodness.
points of damage, and where damage goes to your endurance stat first. And I'm not sure if the character sheet, let me open
Oh
up.
no!
Uh-oh, did someone take 6?
No, I took 5. Bad enough.
Okay. So whatever you roll for your d6, that's how much damage you take. On the...
So, do we record it as a -1 to our endurance temporarily, or?
Yeah. I think that's where... Yeah, that'll go, because then it'll automatically update the modifiers.
Yeah, on the temp, that's what I did.
What do
Okay.
you do? You put -5 in there?
You put whatever you rolled. Yeah, -4 or 5 or
Oh,
1.
my.
I did it by hand. Yeah.
So-
oh my god.
Let's talk about what this is like in the fiction then.
In the fiction,
Yeah, what do we see, guys? As this thing, the Lady Luck sits down, I'll bring you guys over here first.
I'm thinking it's my piloting check is great. I mean, I just easily ease it down, and just as I'm about to touch down, there's this big wind gust. It like rocks the ship a bit and wedges us, and I come down hard on one of the legs, and then the other one slams down.
And the soft, it's quite moist out here too, so it gives way. All of you are thrown around. Dr. Amara, you're the one who takes the worst of it, but Gunny gets a pretty good knock as well.
Yeah, I think maybe. Well, I can't imagine she wasn't secured in. You know, that's kind of disciplined into her that she's like, there. So I can't imagine what the heck.
Maybe something
Caused,
wasn't secured that kind of fell out and hit you.
Yeah, maybe something came down from where I was sitting and fell on top of my head or something like that.
oh yeah, Gorman.
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
What I get for trying
Almost
to land
like you
next to
should
a
have
cliff.
secured that, Javi.
Here,
How many times do I need to tell you
I
to double
love you,
check the
brother.
clamps?
I'm the engineer. I'm not the steward.
I
Yeah,
didn't
well, let me give you a little physics lesson. When things aren't tied down and we go slip, slide, boom, boom, shit falls on my head.
So
What's that other shit that can fall under your head,
Yeah,
dear?
we're not zero gravity anymore. We have to secure things.
here's the thing. Dr. Mara can apply first aid. She can make a medic check using education, and every point of effect is 1 point is restored.
Nice.
So
I
you-
think we take the time to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, the,
You
captain,
take care of yourself first, too, don't
the
you?
captain's only got a minor nosebleed, so he's okay.
Mm.
Okay. So, well, yeah, but I can still fix it.
Yeah, save it for
awesome.
last though. Don't use your luck up on me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's a
focus on
difficulty
yourself.
8 for each of these.
Okay, so I'll help Gunny first.
Now make sure
'cause-
you've got the modifiers set, because you've got a med suite set up as well, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a med bay.
Yeah. So
so that does a miscellaneous modifier of +1.
I think it's
plus
plus 2. +1 with the med kit, and then with the med bay it'll be +2 at least.
Oh, nice.
So go ahead and roll with
Okay.
+2 and use your education with it.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
So
Medic
who's this for
education.
first?
Oh, I'm just doing them Gunny first.
That's 10
Wow.
you would restore.
Well, I mean, that
Oh.
brings me back up to my 11. So,
Okay.
cool. Thank you.
So Gunny
And
is
then
just fine.
I'll help Javi.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's 7.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's
And then I will help the captain.
Cap, okay. That's
Okay, I'm
9.
Just
And
patch yourself.
then I will try and fix the worst patient on the ship myself. Yep.
That is 4.
Should have opened with yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
that's
you
just like that's.
you gotta admire tenacity though, working through all that pain to do that.
Oops, going the wrong way.
Okay. All right. So with that done, I think this will probably give us a 1D. Hold on. Actually, we have a thing for getting to orbit in here. I think it's probably about 12 hours, all things in, of getting to orbit and then
Scanning, moving our way down without being spotted.
Let's see here. Yeah, world surface to orbit is 2,000 seconds. Which I don't know how many. 600 would be an hour, right? So, because it's 60 seconds per minute, 360 would be 360 seconds in an hour? Is that right?
2,000 divided by 6.
3,600.
Yeah, 3,600.
Yeah.
3,600 seconds. Okay, so actually, so a little less than an hour to get to orbit, and then it'll be moving in orbit and then landing once again. So definitely less than 12 hours. Although you did the scanning as well, and that does take several hours. So it's probably about 6 hours in total from when you left the low port till you got here. Assuming you guys left early in the morning, then you're a little past midday then, I suppose, when things have settled down here. The treatment for first aid, we do have the time for that as well.
It's 450 kilometers away. It's going to take us 2.5 hours, so 2.25 hours to get to the city then by air raft.
That's if we keep it at 200. Doesn't it go up to 3?
It does, but it cuts down our range.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to mess with the range.
We'll get there in an hour and just under 2 hours. Oh, wait, an hour and a half ish.
Okay.
But we still have plenty if we go really fast.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What are you guys bringing with you? Recall what you would expect here. So rural, the overall tech level of this place is around the 1950s. So internal combustion engines, gunpowder operated weaponry, power. But this is a rural location, which means it'll be a little behind what the urban centers would be.
Okay.
You're talking probably single action rifles, shotguns, maybe automatic pistols, more likely revolvers.
Submachine guns are likely to be a thing.
You think the Tommy guns? Okay.
Yep. You think like the Sten and whatnot, all those things are World War II era weapons, so.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking a little more military than. But yeah.
Okay. But that would be, again, like, that's the tech level of the military. That doesn't mean the average person would have that stuff. So. Yeah. Which is to say that, do you want to stand out or do you want to blend? You're showing up in an air raft anyway, so you're going to fucking stand out one way or the other.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're kind of stuck with standing out anyway, so let's roll on that.
Yeah.
What size is a stunner? Is it like a little pistol? Or
I can show you a picture. Oh, you got to copy the rulebook, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I can move my chair. Stop.
I mean, yours is it's the previous printing of it, but the illustrations are pretty much the same.
Oh, hold on.
A stunner, Jeff. Looks like that right there.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's like a pistol, maybe a bit of an awkward pistol, but basically a pistol.
That's also one like there are thousands of systems in the Third Imperium, so like really you can make your stunner look however you want it to look.
Oh yeah, okay.
There would be
Mine
tons of
might
different.
Be a little more cutesy. Oh yeah, actually the picture in my book is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little. Let's see if I can show it. Oh, I can't see my camera with my character sheet open, so I can't tell if I'm lining it up right. It is there.
Oh yeah.
The tiny little.
Oh yeah, little V. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stunner.
So what are you guys bringing?
Definitely the stunner.
Bring my Gauss pistol, wear my trench coat and Western hat that I don't get to wear very often.
Okay.
No feather in it, just normal leather cap.
Javi and Gunny?
Probably my med kit and my bioscanner. I mean, because if there's anybody I can help medically, that could ingratiate us if needed. So
Okay.
I'm definitely bringing those things.
I'm probably gonna be bringing mostly what I brought into town: the Gauss rifle, my ballistic cloth jacket, that kind of stuff. Not gonna bother with the big armor pieces. That's just gonna slow me down. If there's a set of like digital binoculars or anything like that, I would grab anything like that.
Okay.
Maybe a flashbang or two if I happen to have those, like some sort of equivalent. I don't know
think
if we have anything like that.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
No.
There's a reason we call you Gunny.
I mean, you know what? Hold up.
We should. I feel like having something that this, sorry,
a stun
when I say
grenade.
we should, I don't mean to criticize or to push back and doubt Kevin. I'm just saying, like, I think Gunny would say, well, we should look into getting some.
No, I'm fine with you having 2 stun grenades if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
I'd
dirt
probably
cheap.
grab one anyway.
Yeah, they're 30 credits, so it's relatively penny ante to bring them with you. How many would you like to bring?
Well, if we have 2, I'll just bring the 1.
Well, to be honest, you can have as many as you'd like.
Oh, okay. I'll grab a couple because you never know if we need to make a quick escape. You want me to bring 4?
Yes, dear.
We picture you guys in your quarters. Gunny's sticking 2 in there, and Javi's like,
No. Come
I've
on.
got 2 hands too. Give them to me.
You promise.
All right, fine. I'll clip 2 more onto my belt.
okay. All right, you got your stun grenades on there, and what about Javi?
He's definitely taking the laser carbine. He needs something that's going to reach out and touch someone.
Okay.
But also, I assume that he has easy access to some sort of mechanics toolkit.
Yes.
I mean, granted, it's probably all in metric, but still, he has one.
Yeah.
I'll throw
He
that in the
does.
backpack.
Okay. Then anything else you guys wish to bring with you on the air raft? This is incidentally what the kind of bog standard air raft would look like. If you guys want to make any cosmetic modifications, you can't put a roof or stuff on it, but I mean, like, if it's a different color, if it is older, newer, whatever.
Oh, I don't think ours looks nearly this clean and proper.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Put some flames on it.
Flames.
Yeah.
You said those things could get up to orbit.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a suit, yeah.
But then if they can, like, do we not want a roof on them? I feel like there's some design flaws if this thing can get into orbit.
Oh, but every ship will have a locker of vac suits.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
well, yeah, I know. I'm just being a dick. It's like,
You want to pack a few vac suits in the air raft just in case?
maybe not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something. I don't know. Maybe Javi has an idea. Gunny has one thing she always has on every mission. It might be a weapon, it may not be, but it's largely ceremonial for her. It may not even be functional anymore. It's a relic left over for her from her days in the service, and it's brought her. It just brings back memories or keeps her centered, and she just always has it with her. Maybe an old like sidearm or pistol or something like that, but it's really freaking old. It might. Well, it probably wouldn't. She'd probably maintain it because it's her style. But it's certainly not a very powerful thing. It's a
What about
pea
like
shooter.
a multi-tool?
Yeah, actually, something like that. Yeah, multi-tool.
Something
That
might
would
get
work.
issued like right out, right out of the boot camp. Or
Yeah. So it's like it's not just a multi-tool. It's the multi-tool. She's only ever had the one. It's all scratch to hell. But she's kept it. And I think specifically, actually, you know what? Yeah. That's what she's got. She's got a little one. Works.
Okay.
Instead of a
Then
Leatherman, it's a ballistic man.
Yeah. Anything else you guys wish to grab from the ship before you head out?
Now I'll have my cutlass and my carbine tool bag. I think that's sufficient.
I think.
I
Go ahead.
assume we got a little personal devices where we can like pull up like the ship's manifest and stuff like that.
Everyone's got a computer.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything you can do with a
figure-
smartphone or a tablet, you can do with your personal computer in this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys also all have comm buds, so you can stick them in your ear and communicate with one another when they're active.
Aside from that, I think
Are you
think we're
sticking
all-
vac suits in the air raft as well, or are you leaving those behind?
part of me wants to like hedge a bet towards sticking them in the air raft just in case.
I
'Cause,
mean, remember, it takes like an hour to get to orbit. You may exhaust the vessel. The air raft is capable of doing that. Would you worry about
Fair.
adding to the Pythagoras? Maybe your foe here. If you're going to go up and then go down, you're going to be adding to the distance of.
yeah, but falling's free. No.
True.
Falling is free until the very
Yeah,
end.
the arrival has a very heavy cost, but but yeah, I mean, so if
falling's fine.
the thing,
I think you're right. The mathematics involved might not be the best way.
well,
I'm just thinking if we.
also the point, like the vac suits, one of the reasons I ask as well, because they're going to be kind of conspicuous. It's not like a diving suit or something like that. Vac suits are
Like in the Expanse.
it is like this here. Whoa, shit, fuck, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably going to use up a lot of room in the air raft.
Honestly, like the Expanse, kind of. Yeah. A little more, advanced, but again, not to say you can't do that, but just they would be conspicuous having 6 vac suits kicking around in there.
It's true.
It would look like you mugged a bunch of astronauts.
Oh, what? You think this is my first time? What?
Yeah, really. I mean,
Gal's pistol. You want to say something about it? No.
okay. So then, Doctor, I think you were the. I should check. Does anyone else have flyer as a skill at 0?
I don't think I do. I think I'm just. I don't even think I'm trained in anything like that.
Like flyer for piloting.
No, there's a skill called flyer.
Yeah, no, I don't have that.
I think
Nope.
Mara or Dr. Mara does because of her. I know Jim does, but I thought Dr. Mara did too, is because of her background, where she's from. Let's see.
That's
Yep.
one that lets you fly the air
Yeah, he's
raft.
got fly. So Jeff's got flyer at 0. So then, Dr. Mara, you were the one who is operating this thing.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to
I
make
saw
a check for it. Because
What? Oh, yeah. Okay.
until you get to until there's some kind of difficulty. Why doesn't John? You weren't here last time, so why don't you give us a D6 roll?
Been rolling low on these things. Still rolling low.
Okay. So you guys can picture this is very much the terrain you're going across, and you probably over the course of the hundreds of kilometers that you're having to travel, you are going to be passing several of these types of kind of geodesic dome communities as you go. You can see herds of some of the insectoids, something larger than the dust strider, but smaller, basically the kind of like livestock animal that you might have here. But you also pass massive fields of grain, some kind of grain. You probably can identify it, but what the bulk agricultural crop is, Lord knows. Maybe a variety of wheat or something like that. Is a foodstuff in any event, and there's tons of it here. Like this place is quite seems quite active. When you approach the Celsi, at least the place that you have seen identified on the map as Celsi, in which... Let's see if you need to ask for directions. Anybody... I'm going to give you a bonus to this, and the difficulty is going to be pretty low. But one of the downsides to this is that there's not really necessarily accurate maps, right? Especially for these rural areas. So let's say we go. Skills. Oh, navigation. Does anyone have training in navigation?
Navigation. Got a 0. So
Not
yes.
astrogation, right?
Not astrogation, no.
No.
Okay. So Captain Tabari's got it at 0. Go ahead and give us a... This is a routine, a 6. Navigation check.
Failed by 1.
Using intelligence or education.
Oh, I clicked it already. If I went intelligence, it would be 5 higher.
Well, the skill would be 5 higher, but the modifier... It should say what the modifier is right next to it.
It'd be a 1 if I went intelligence, so it'd be 1 higher then.
So there you go. So that would be the all you need, because it's a 6. So fortunately, you're not getting lost on the way to Celsi. But arriving there is very much... It doesn't look substantially different from many of the smaller communities that you pass. There's a couple more of these geodesic domes and in slightly different sizes for them. And if you are just kind of going down the main roadway or kind of hovering into town and then landing, you know, Nick Fury style, then it's going to draw attention for sure from all the folks that are here. And what's your plan for when you arrive?
Plans?
Yeah,
Plans.
fly by the seat of our pants. I think we should get in touch with I don't know, whoever's in charge of the town, maybe the mayor or whatever passes for it here, and see if he's got any information on the person we're looking for. I assume the assassins with the sanction are going to be looking forward to.
So talk through what you just described, or describe what you just set out as your plan in the most uncharitable way.
Charitable?
Uncharitable. And then plan for what a reaction might be to that. You arrive relatively heavily armed, clearly from off planet, and looking for someone who you understand to be hidden amongst this community.
Right.
Which one of you fuckers is in charge here?
Yeah, if they don't immediately figure us for people trying to avoid the sanctions or help other people avoid the sanctions, they're going to think we are the sanction.
Yeah, and it's not to say that might not work. It's just that I want you to have an opportunity to plan for that not being received.
Not work. Yeah. No, that, you know.
Well, I mean, okay, here's what I think. And you can blame my mother for this because I've been watching Yellowstone. But whoever's the biggest farmer is who you want to talk to. Because you don't just get to be the biggest farmer. That guy knows stuff. He knows people. He's the one, and if he holds absolutely no formal title, he's still the guy. He's the guy. We need to find who's the biggest farmer. That's what we need to look for first.
But I agree, but we need to be very careful in how we approach them and talk to them, because if you are the biggest farmer, you probably know everything or something about everything, but you know what else you are? Probably real motivated to keep things exactly as they are so that you don't cut into your profit margins. Like a collective union labor or collective labor union is probably not something the biggest farmer in town is eager to support. You know what I mean? They don't get to be the biggest one by paying their workers a good price.
Well, you know,
I'm not like, I agree that this is a good person to investigate. We just have to be careful about the angle we take with it.
You think?
Right?
Exactly
don't
right.
appear to be too sympathetic to the cause, right? Like,
so you think we'd be able to get the information on who the rebels are from him just by playing it that way?
yeah, by kind of playing it up of like, who do these upstarts think they are? like kind of suggesting that we are. No.
No, I got an idea, hun. I got an idea.
Okay.
We come in as what we kind of, sort of, almost look like. We come in as traders. We come in to say, hey, we want to buy from the guy that's got the biggest farm. Because if it's the biggest, it's obviously the best. And we want to set up an exclusive contract buying his grain and selling it. That's what we want to do.
You know,
walk me through.
we don't even need to lie about that because we need something to have legitimate cargo when we leave the planet too.
Actually, you got a good point there, Javier.
Play to your strengths. Play to your strengths. What have we got? We've got a spaceship. Why is this spaceship out here at this farm? What does the farm have that the spaceship wants? So that's the way I think about it.
Okay.
Yep. And then over the course of the conversation, we can naturally find a way to drop in some hints about, oh, what's this we're hearing about some troubles and how's that affecting your business and blah 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 blah. And yeah.
The only issue I'm seeing is our nearest landing spot's 450 kilometers that way. Maybe he has a pad in the back we don't know about.
Well, we can always bring in a little concrete. We can get some permacrete up in here, set up a quick landing pad.
So that gets into the... I'm not saying that it's necessarily impossible, but there's two things here. Remember the local military circuit, or like the situation locally is right now. What is the most live issue for this planet at this moment? And then there's just the economics of it. I'm looking at like common agricultural products are, to give you an idea, for their base price for trade is about 500 credits per ton. In contrast with, say, common electronics, which are 20,000 per ton. So the vehicles, 180,000 per ton. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the least profitable things to trade off world, unless there's something else that goes into that. So I mentioned only because the things that will go into the difficulty of making the bluff, or deception check are going to be the prevailing circumstances here, which is an agricultural minister just got assassinated, which has caused this particular region to be under threat and extreme suspicion. And then you're going to show up and say, hey, let's trade off planet about this. It's not impossible, but just that you got to, the circumstances will mitigate again, or will affect the difficulty of making that pitch.
Right.
Fair.
What do you got, Jeff?
And I'm not saying that John's plan initially or Will's plan are not going to work. It's just I want to make sure you guys understand. You may need to do some legwork beforehand. Yeah, and this is part of the fun of the task change too. Is that this is how you get those bonuses up to the point that you need them, is by doing things beforehand, right? So
you know how you ingratiate yourself to locals. You help them out with stuff they need help out with. Maybe they need us to blow somebody up for them.
Okay, wait a minute. You sound like my wife, okay? Look.
And what's wrong with that?
Let's go with the less explosive option first.
But Gunny has all those explosives on her.
Dr. Mara, what are you thinking?
Who sent us? Who sent us on this mission? Is it the girl's parents, or?
Yeah, it was a noble. Her father, Mashka, is Gimshin Shan. He's from the planet Trim, and he is paying you an enormous amount of money to bring his daughter back.
Right. What if it just starts with we're here with a message for this girl from her father. We've been paid to bring this message. Like, if these are her friends, I don't know. I mean, we look like off-worlders. We don't look like we're necessarily part of their political schemes. What if we just sell it as more of the truth and less subterfuge and, lying to them, because, they are on edge. And if we're lying and we lie poorly, well, and if they're nervous enough, that could be a gun to our heads before we've even had a chance to explain why we're really here. And then that sounds extra fishy. We don't have to tell her that the message is he wants her to come home. The message is for her, right? We don't have to tell them what the message is. Just that we've been sent by her father to bring her a message about her family. I mean, it could just be that her mom died or her aunt is sick, or they don't know.
Wondering if we could spin it to say, hey, we're looking for this girl. We got a message for her, and we hear she's in some hot water, which could bring a lot of unnecessary attention to your town. How about we find her and get her out of your hair?
Well, I gather they're like her friends. These people here.
Yeah, if they're hiding her, they're definitely going to be her, at least friendly with her.
Right.
Then they probably want to keep her safe too.
Right. So not have us take her away. She's important to them. I thought.
Yeah, but if the sanctioners come here and she's here, and how do the laws work? Do they kill anybody that tries to keep them from doing their sanction?
Well, actually,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
For sure. I mean, and if we're that's not even speculation, because Vipple told me that outright. Don't get involved. I don't want you a widower.
Right.
Or I don't want you to become a widower, or don't want to make Javi a widower. But yeah.
Do they have a uniform?
The sanctions?
Uh-huh.
Death incarnate is what you've heard.
Okay.
A shroud of blackness with an inhuman face. That's those who have spied. Yeah.
This works to our favor. Okay? That works to our favor. We don't look like those people, so we're not those people.
Yeah.
Right. Like, they normally show up officially, and they're not afraid. So I think we go with the truth. Yeah. I don't know. That's Dr. Mara's suggestion.
No, that's not a bad suggestion either. No, that's.
I am not a spy. I
don't know. I don't know that this let us take this problem off your hands approach.
Well, I don't know about that part. That was
Maybe we can word it a little bit better. I'm no diplomat. You guys know.
Because I just think, in terms of, maybe this is another question about the sanction. Obviously, they'll kill anyone who gets in their way too. But would they just kill indiscriminately? Would they wipe a town off the face of the planet just to quickly and expeditiously get rid of their target? Or are they going to be a bit more intimate about it and actually surgically remove the target and leave the town alone, so long as the town doesn't get in the way?
It sounds to me like this whole sanctions thing is more of a fear-based control mechanism. Kill your political enemies and make sure everybody knows you're willing to do that, and then nobody's going to vocally be your enemy, right? More than just kill everybody, and they don't sound like that kind of. I think it's more of the latter. They're controlling through.
But a part of that, if it is a fear-based control, then part of that fear is also ensuring that people are highly incentivized, one, to not get in the way, and certainly not to aid and abet the enemy, but also highly incentivized to aid the sanction. If a sanction comes to town, asking questions, you tell them everything you know, and you do it damn quick.
You guys did learn all the union or the farm collective members who were in the Lowport. They've all been sanctioned. You did learn that while you guys were in the low port.
Right,
So
right. Yeah.
there's definitely
mentioned that.
yeah. So
like, I think what I'm saying is, this is why I don't think the "let us take this problem off your hands" approach would work, because I have a feeling that the town is much more likely to turn, like, not turn on us because they're not with us in the first place, but like they're not going to be receptive to that, and if anything, that will close their lips even quicker, and word will get out to the authorities somewhere that someone here is asking the wrong questions, which will put an even narrower ticking clock on our mission.
mm-hmm. There could very well be quislings among the group as well, who were happy to turn over information for those trying to get, those who have been sanctioned off planet.
Yeah. Captain just clicks his tongue and says, "Why people got to be so damn complicated? Well, we wouldn't have a job otherwise."
True. Let me ask you this thing, guys. What are you planning on telling her when you meet her, Master Sean?
Now, that's where I think Dr. Mara's idea is the best. Be straight up honest. Hey, we're here because your dad sent us. And then play out what kind of response she has. Does she hate her dad? Is she rebelling? Does she miss him? She may miss him. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
I don't think
I definitely believe that's the point, to be 100% honest.
Yeah. I think especially because by the time we find her, we are not going to have the luxury of enough time for subterfuge and try to lead her towards or suss her out. We need to be direct, and basically she needs to understand, whatever you think about this is your opportunity to GTFO, take it or leave it. But don't leave it, because you're coming with us one way or the other. But this is your chance to get out, right? Don't dance around that. Yeah. She may not want to come, actually. That is a good point. We need to consider that too, that if she came here, she might have done so to get away from her dad.
Or something.
These trust fund types.
Yeah, well, she's young. It could be any number of things.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she may have a stalker. Who knows?
Well, that's what your stun grenades are for, aren't they, Gunny?
Now you're thinking about the proper applications.
I said son.
It's not kidnapping if we actually have a job to take her somewhere.
Listen. I've told you this
I think
before.
That the real way that logic problem works out is that it makes you kidnappers who are paid. So,
yeah. I told you before, Captain. I don't much abide by kidnapping.
Yeah.
I got
rules.
rules.
I must understand, this wasn't murder. I was paid to kill him. So
it's technically self-defense. He shot first. Did say I was going to kill him, though. So.
Yeah, and this is just one thing to mention too. This is something that I absolutely love about Traveler in general, is that there's all sorts of ways to get to to resolving the problem. Right, talking is always an option with Traveler for the most part, and we let the dice dictate what the outcome is gonna be and whatever you're attempting to do. So all the different challenges we talked about, those are all just situational modifiers. Nothing is a hard wall with it, and there's also sometimes where you have luck. Not for nothing, the guys use all of their luck in one session in order to get an incredible return on a load of fissile materials that they happen to be gifted at a song as thanks for work they had done on something else in our other campaign. So that is a tactical use of the narrative meta currency to make sure you can get the result you need for that. You can do the same thing in this game with chatting or whatever else. So,
okay.
What is the plan then? We can picture we're picking up as you guys are, maybe a half kilometer outside of town. You've maybe seen one or two kids who were like, wow, as the air raft goes zipping by.
So working backwards, we want to tell her the truth, get her to come with us. Then we need to find a way to get to her, find her amicably, and then we have to find somebody that will get us to her. So do we want to do wealthy farmer or mayor?
Who do you think,
People even
if
say
these
yes.
places organize themselves largely, who do you think the mayor would be?
I'd be the wealthiest farmer.
Like I said, they're probably one and the same. I mean, I'm sure I do have something that might actually help. I do have an admin as a skill, which is about figuring out bureaucracies and figuring out, I guess, from that, the power structure. So I think maybe we could, just maybe walk through town, see what, of course, in my mind, I'm hung up on Westerns. So I'm envisioning that classic kind of, there's one side here and one side here, and there's a general store, and there's a saloon, and you're going to be able to kind of figure out where the power structure lies just by seeing the signs of what's out there.
So that's a good point. What you see in the illustration is pretty much what to expect. They can't have surface places that are out because, remember, there's the reason they've got these dwellings and then the underground connections between the different communities is because of those storms that come in. So there may be something akin to what you're talking about, but it'll be subsurface for one. And secondly, if this is the hotbed of a collectivist area, what do you think the local government structure is likely to be?
Pretty
Paranoid.
What do you call that? Dictatorship?
What? No. Whoa. If it's the hotbed of unionist activity, we can probably expect that there is no mayor. There might be a council. There might be a first on that council, like a chairperson or something. But maybe it's more of a democratic centralist kind of system, right? We're an autonomous collective.
I swear to God,
I don't know. That's a guess.
We hired a guy who's what is a non sequitur, but he one of our receptionists. His name is Dennis, and I swear to God, every time that his name comes up, I just instinctively I didn't know you were called Dennis. Every time I get an email from Dennis, I didn't know you were called Dennis.
Dennis, there's some lovely mud over here.
So what then? Why don't we do this then, guys? As you are arriving in sort of we're assuming the weather is passable enough for you to be able to arrive in the sort of where the largest collection of these places are. People are outside because it is nicer weather. There's kids who are playing with their scorpions. There is a couple of those Dust Strider driven vehicles that are in here. There's a collection of probably about maybe 20 people when you arrive, and by the time you finally land the air raft and then get yourself out, there's got to be probably 40, almost 50 people who have all kind of come out to see what the hell's going on. Who's gonna be the first one who speaks to everybody else?
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna say first.
The captain will just step right up off the ship and say, "Howdy, y'all. We're new in town."
Okay, they all look at one another and look at you, and what I'm trying to suss out, what are you trying to do here? Because I want to figure out what skill check we're going to do. Are you just trying to ingratiate yourself? Are you just trying to get information? What's the goal with this first interaction?
Well, the kind of want to make the quip "take me to your leader" because we're aliens, right? But it's like looking to talk to the woman, people in charge.
Okay. Why don't you give us a broker check then? Captain?
Okay.
Difficulty 8. Okay, pretty fucking good. Holy smokes.
My bad.
Nice.
Good job, Captain.
That's boxcars you rolled too. Holy shit.
Double six is nice.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So you get off, and there's a couple people who you clearly have made an incredible first impression on these folks, and they ask around, and you said, "Go ahead and say."
I was going to say it was my winning smile that won them in. It's like, yeah, we're new in town, looking to do some business. Take us to who's in charge, if you would.
What kind of business are you in, sir?
All kinds of business.
Well, all right. What
We got
are you a trader?
We got a cargo ship. We trade.
All right. I mean, they're buying it. Again, we went through the thing. If you're stupid enough to want to buy, the worst cargo per tonnage, then by all means, Arube's built it. This way, sir. Come on in. They're happy to take you, take your money. So you're brought through. Who is it you're trying to look for, too, specifically?
Well, I think as Will mentioned, we want to get with the head farmer, the guy who knows people.
So talk me through. This is where the rubber meets the road. What is it you're telling these people then that you want to try and get in? You've got a lot of leeway with that role.
They say we're looking to get some roots planted out here, kind of suss out what's going on. We've been hearing things about turmoil in the area, and want to see if we can make ourselves useful so your lives are a little easier.
And you want to do that by trade, sir?
Trade's the first step. You got to build trust somewhere.
I might tap
Gunny?
Kanta on the shoulder here. I might whisper to Kanta. Maybe, Captain, the reason we're out here in the middle of bumfuck nowhere to trade a rather useless supply of stuff is because we've heard of turmoil and we're a little worried about trouble. So we thought we'd go right to the source where it might be a little quieter and avoid any undesirable interference with our trading.
Gunny, your sarcasm is overwhelming your point.
I don't know what you're talking about, Captain.
Can you be clearer?
So I'll tap him on the shoulder and just address the person he's talking to and say, look, what my captain means is we've been hearing about all sorts of trouble in the main port, and it got us a little spooked. We're here to trade, but we don't want any part of that trouble, so we thought, maybe it's a bit quieter out these parts, and maybe we can avoid all that nonsense and just trade directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Diplomacy.
You gotta, the skill you've rolled so far is going to get you them open to talking trade. I will point out this is not at all the plan you guys had talked about a moment ago for what you're doing. So this is, we have
I'm rolling with this.
We have yet to play Shadowrun with you guys, but this is the experience of playing Shadowrun. Just make a plan and throw it out the fucking window as soon as you arrive.
This is the experience of playing Shadowrun, Kevin. I think this is just the experience of playing with these players.
Man has a point.
Yeah.
Well, we have a goal. We'll just get there in windy fashion.
Well, what this will get you with a broker role, this will get you, because of the approach you've chosen, you're going to be able to talk to them about potential selling agriculture or selling agricultural goods, because that's all they have to offer here. It would be, like crops that would be going to you would therefore not be going to other places. They explain that there are risks that would come with that, and like I think you rolled well enough to know that they're perplexed by your plan or your proposal, because again, like your tonnage of your ship, where's the because you guys don't even have all that much cargo space too.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is where you could lie, right? Like again, like they're going with it with that good of a roll. They're rolling with it. Your cargo space is 33 before we account for the med bay, which means you probably have 30 tons. Yeah. 30 tons at 500 credits a piece is what, 15,000? 15,000, 16,500. Your monthly mortgage on this ship is 5,649.
Jeez.
That's not accounting the cost for fuel or any other stuff. So, like, you guys...
Well, if we complete our mission, we'll get paid plenty.
Yeah, so they're like, they'll talk to you about it. What they're going to do is they're going to charge you through the nose for the costs, and then hope that you've got it, because there's risk that comes to you. But you've got, at least you're talking to some people who seem to be in Celsi, who are ones that are willing to talk turkey with you and talk about dealing with that. That at least has got past the initial, the fact that you are armed, the fact that you have seemingly someone who's a doctor with you as well. The fact that we're not quite sure what this other guy does, it all does not matter to them because you got 5 effect over what you needed.
Yeah, but believe it or not, I was just trying to break the ice and get us in the door. That was the whole thing.
No, this is the first time we've done this kind of thing in Traveler too, right? So this is how you see. And it set you up. We use a task chain. That'll give +3 to whoever is going to make the next check. So while Captain Tabari is dealing with these folks and kind of pretending to negotiate and pretending to get bamboozled for the cost of wheat, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Oh, hold up. I may have missed this when we were going over the initial rules when we first started playing this. Are you saying that the number by which we exceed a check rolls over into the next person's roll?
If it is a task chain, then yeah, it's one of the cool things in this one. Depending,
that is a super cool mechanic.
That is 5 over what he needed, so it's not +3. An effective of 5 will give +2 to the next roll. That flows from that. The task chain is an awesome mechanic. It allows, it's like a skill challenge, but it gives a more built-in sort of like rolling mechanism for each one following the other.
And like rolling 8 another as you go.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like immediately I start thinking about like how it adds an organic narrative element to a series of skill checks. So instead of just like give me a random athletics check or a stealth check that are completely separate, it's like, okay, yeah, they're all tangentially related to something we're trying to do, but like whatever, who cares about the roll? Now these things are building on each other, and so success will breed success, or can make up for lack of success on the next thing. That's super cool.
It's an awesome mechanic.
Steal that shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing failing implies penalties, but you can still possibly succeed after that.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, the penalties and the successes, it caps out at 3 for each. So if you absolutely shit the bed on a roll, the worst you're going to get is -3 to the next one. So if you've got a decent attribute modifier or a decent skill training or a combination of the two, you can still offset that. So what would you guys do? You got +2 because of that. This is, you can picture, you guys have adjourned to inside one of these domes to one of these, like effectively like a bar or a cantina. You're sitting around and there's, whatever the equivalent of grain alcohol that's brewed locally, you've got, that spread around for the characters who do consume alcohol. What are Dr. Mara, Javi, and Gunny doing during this time?
I mean, trying to imagine how Dr. Mara is going to pivot now. The truth. And asking about this girl.
Asking drunk people is a great way of finding information.
It's also a great way of getting in a fight.
Yeah,
Gunny?
I mean, we could arrange to stay the night and like try to, get in a more social setting, not in like this sort of business meeting setting.
Well, I think Captain Tabari is the one who's sitting around a table negotiating with these guys. So if you guys want to involve yourself with that, or you picture your characters doing that, that's fine. But if you can picture yourself also kind of going off elsewhere and talking to someone else in the bar,
that's what I imagine Dr. Mara doing is,
I imagine getting the food to our ship is going to take time once a deal is reached, so we'd probably be here a day or two or something. So
I'm imagining moving on, I don't know, a diner or like more public space.
Well, you're in a bar right now, so.
Oh, okay, that's probably fine. Maybe just talking to some locals then. So trying to like, maybe I don't know. I think I would be asking around. I would even ask around about specifically Mashka.
Okay. Well, so gathering rumors is carouse is an opportunity. Streetwise could be used for something like that, but that's more clearly going right to into the more sinister investigate. Well, that is more like keen observation than it is chatting with people. The other could be persuade.
Yeah, I have persuade.
Okay.
So maybe I'm just like, that's just sort of like trying to steer the conversation.
Sure. So it'd be, let's say, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like the thing that, like, I don't know, maybe I even have a message for her. We're here on planet. I've come along with them because I have a message for this person, this Mashka.
Okay. So I think that is deception then. More so than persuade.
Well, I mean, I kind of have a message for her. Isn't that a half truth? The message
half
isn't
truth is so it is the lying part of that. That would be the you're trying to hide part of a lie. But what I'll do remember you're already getting the +2 from it as well. Are you not trained in deception at all?
No. I mean, I'm just looking for her. I guess I don't have, I mean, unless they're asking why. It's only the why of it that's a lie.
But that's if you're including that in it, you're including a lie in the thing you're trying to achieve, which means it's deception.
Right.
You're not being forthright, right? Like if you're being fully honest, that's just persuading somebody.
Kidnap her? I mean, but I don't know that it is a kidnapping. I don't know that she's going to not come willingly. Do I? Do I know it's a kidnapping?
You don't one way or the other, but
right.
You also don't have a message from her father.
Well, is it not that she's supposed to be coming home?
You were hired to take her home, full stop.
Oh, so it is a kidnapping in my opinion.
Potentially.
Yeah, remember when I said she doesn't really have a choice. She's coming with us one way or the other.
Yeah.
We're just going to give her the opportunity to make it a choice.
Okay.
The reason I asked, hold up.
Yeah.
If you do have 0 in it, though, remember you got XP last session. Training experience 41. You could get yourself
have a 0 in it.
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check the cost.
Oh yeah.
I guess that would make sense that I might have done that because I have 0 skills for kidnapping somebody.
Well, you got all the drugs you need.
I mean,
though.
you do. Yeah, you can fabricate a wide variety of sedatives.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to spend that 1 XP, give yourself deception at 0. Remember how to add the skills? Just go to the top of the sheet.
And then pick it, yeah.
Pick it, and then make sure you've got it listed as trained, and then go ahead and give us your check at +2 when you get a chance.
Which one? Oh, there, yeah. Because otherwise you get a penalty. Okay.
Correct. Otherwise it'll apply -3, I think.
Ooh.
Does it ask you Captain Jabari, you've got
to put it in
Jack of all trades at 1, so you're offsetting the penalty for untrained by 1 on all skills.
Yeah.
Oh, here. No.
Yeah. There's a modifier button.
Okay.
So it's +2 because of the other roll.
Because of the roll, yeah, task chain.
Yeah. Okay. Hey.
Look at that!
With that golden tongue of
Holy
yours.
smokes!
Wow. Double
Box
sixes
cars again! Holy shit!
Wow. That is highly unlikely.
That is 7. So while this discussion about the trade is going on, and there's all they're happy to be taking Captain Tabari's money in future. When he asks about like how large your ship, they're expecting you to tell them that they've got hundreds of cargo space. You're like, I have exactly 30 tons, and they're like,
This is just a trial run.
That's a impressive cargo hold, sure, sir. They're oblivious to the fact that that they're trying to take you for a ride here. So, Mara, though, with that role, so tell us how. Maybe there's like a younger person at the bar who you sort of see is sort of open to, starts with small talk.
Yeah, someone close to the age of
Mashka?
Mashka. I cannot put this person's name into my brain.
Well, it's a what do you call it? So it's a what do you call it? Not Zodani. It is a Villani name, so it's not unlikely one you've heard before.
Yeah, Mashka. So yeah, try to find someone about her age. maybe who might be friends with her, that
Sure.
kind of thing.
And she sort of sees you and waves and says, "Are you a trader as well? Part of the crew?"
I've come with them, but I've come on different business. I'm here with I'm looking for someone in this area. Moshka Sean. You know her.
Her
I have a
eyes
message
kind
for her.
of lock with yours, and you can picture there's like local music playing in the background of this bar. There's a full of people who are all excited about this. With all the conflict that's going on and all the turmoil and the threat of this sanction coming down. It's a pretty joyful time to have these a good old fashioned taking the big city folk for a run, or off-world folk for a run. And in spite of all that merriment and people laughing, there's a look on her face where it's the kind of like trapped animal blind panic that you would find as if you were holding a ghost rifle or ghost pistol to her head.
Oh.
And she just sort of freezes up. And you can tell, she's almost trembling. And you can see all the color drain from her face. What do you do?
Is there trouble? Is she in trouble?
Well, what's your business with Mash?
Her family has sent me to bring her a message.
She kind of looks around the bar, and the way she snaps around, like she again, cornered animal is the level of panic, and she kind of grabs your hand and pulls you over to kind of a maybe like an what do you call it, a alcove or an alleyway that would lead, or a hallway that would lead down to maybe the washrooms or something like that. Pulls you over, and she says, "Your father? Her father sent him. You."
Yes, that's right.
She looks over at this. Is that what all of this is about?
Just my friends? I don't know. I caught passage on the ship. I don't know them well.
She'll buy that. So it's just you? She's a sanction on her. Do you know what that means?
They're going to arrest her?
They're going to kill her.
Oh. Well, good thing I've come then. Maybe I could help her off planet. We do have a ship.
She's not going to agree to that. Especially with her father. How does her father know where she's here? She said that she hasn't spoken to him in years.
I'm not sure how he gained that information. He didn't, did he tell me how he knew? Did he tell us?
No, you were hired through an intermediary anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it would have been a fixer that would have hired you.
I don't know. I wasn't given that information.
Why don't you give us a persuasion or persuade check, Doctor? You'll get +3 for the task chain.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
So it's huge. So what do you... Now you can direct her towards trying to convince her to do something if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know where she is?
Yes.
Do you think she would at least be willing to meet with me?
Meet, maybe. But...
All I ask is that she listens.
She leans in and she says, "This wasn't what happened to the minister. That's not what was planned. That wasn't them. But no one's going to listen to that. And they're not going to stop till we're all dead. If you get her off planet, maybe she can start again. Or at least live.
I mean, she must have a desire to survive this. She can't help her friends if she's dead.
She had... You don't know Mashka. Right?
I don't.
Right now, you can lie if you want freely, because you got...
I don't really know her. No, I don't know her.
No. She felt responsibility for the people here when she came to know us. And, well... The person... Do you know what's happened to the collective members who are in the low port?
I've heard there's much trouble.
See, I've heard they're all dead.
Oh.
You may not understand that as an off-worlder, you think we're silly for believing in a sanction, a monster that comes to get you. But they're real. And someone who was in and around the low port was someone very special to MASH. And if they're dead, I think that's just going to make her more determined to stay.
Hmm.
Did you have a plan, I assume, for getting her off if she's not cooperative?
Yes.
I can bring you to her. And if you tell me what you plan, I can help you with that.
Hmm. Can I try and read her how much I trust this person?
Yeah, you could give us a... Let's see here.
Just trying to decide if I trust
it's
this person at all.
I
There
think...
is.
Yeah, there's not so much of those kind of reactive skills in Traveler, right? Because there's not like there's recon, but there's not like a perception check. There's not an insight. I think what you can know is that you rolled your persuasion roll was certainly good enough, and if she was trying to, oh, you know what? Hold up, there is a contested thing with deception. Opposed with a recon check. Why don't you give us a recon check? And you feel like you've got... I'm trying to decide if this persuade... I think you can benefit from the task chain of the persuade as well, so it'll give you a +3. For those listening at home, task chains don't always with the same person making the same rolls, but, you know, they're flexible.
No, it just happened. Wait.
+3.
One?
A recon at +3.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. Recon with what? Intellect?
Yes.
Okay.
Please. And then a +3 modifier.
Ooh, that's a terrible roll.
So you have
Oh, you're not trained in recon, that's why.
No, I'm not. No.
You have 3 luck left over.
I mean, it is 10 o'clock.
Do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, spend it all, get it to a 10. Yeah.
You're fairly confident she's telling the truth.
Oh, maybe she cares about her and thinks she's going to die and is willing to help get her off planet.
If you
Okay.
push her on it, if you say, you know, like, why would you do that? Her response is she would rather have her hate her till her dying day and have
Than
that
have
be
her
old
dead. Yeah.
than to die here at the hands of a sanction for no reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, the hope is that we'll be able to convince her to come with us, but I can administer something that would just, you know, put her to sleep enough that we can steal her away.
Okay. So then I think that's where we have to leave the session, guys, because we unfortunately are out of time. So with maybe there is a, you know, Captain, you kind of, you know, look back over your shoulder. You and Dr. Mara have a moment of looking at one another, and she may give you a nod of, you know, she got what was needed. Javi and Gunny, what were you doing during this time?
I was actually thinking about this. I'm. There's really going to be no way that Gunny doesn't cut pretty intimidating, no matter what she does. Like, I've got a fucking rifle. I've got some armor. I clearly look like I've seen some shit. So there's nothing for it. I think I would simply, I wouldn't openly declare it, but I kind of hang around Dr. Mara as the like noble person in the crew, and then I would act as her, like, essentially give people the impression that I'm her personal bodyguard.
Okay. And Javi?
Probably the best, you know.
Yeah.
And Javi?
Well, Javi's probably carousing.
Okay, just talking to people.
He's just
Okay.
he's telling, you know, star stories. You know, instead of sea stories, he's telling star stories about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was this time in this ship, and you know, he's just regaling them and buying drinks.
Okay. Excellent. Then, guys, that's where we leave things with you guys in Celsi, negotiating a woefully unprofitable package. To be honest, now that you fill up on cargo, you actually don't have room for anything anyway. So it may be a future purchase type of situation you talk them into, but you did roll well enough to get that. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 3 of the care package, our care package adventure. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the adventure, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to our Traveler Borderland Run campaign, as well as most of the campaigns we run on the channel. There's GM discussion, find a group, virtual tabletop chat, convention chat. There's a very helpful, knowledgeable, and friendly community over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs, like, say, for instance, The Dark Eye, Germany's D&D. There is also, if they don't have in stock something you're looking for, you can put it on a want list, and they will send it to you on send you an email. You can pick it up at your leisure. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more, be sure to enter the code MuserFrost. It's in the description of the video, and you will save yourself 10% on your purchase. That actually expires today at the time of recording. So if you're listening to this at another time, check back on one of our more recent videos, and you'll see what the current discount code is there. I'll be emailing them tonight about that, and they're usually one day we get the new discount code, so I'll be sharing that on our Discord server and then with our next videos going forward from today. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart travelers. Everyone gets 1 XP, by the way. And so John, Jeffrey, Will, and Andrew, thank you so much for joining me back on Chamois. Congratulations on progressing on your task to try and find this errant noble young woman. Then for those listening at home, we'll be back I guess for those listening at home, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our travelers are getting up to. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.